Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Dr. Gallegos, and we are entering chapter 2 of our series, and we are going to talk order of operations. So, before we start order of operations, I'm going to give us a little bit of a tool that we're going to come back to, and then we'll come back to over here our lesson. Okay, so when we talk about the order of operations, first let's define and just as a reminder, what operations we are talking about. Well, we're always talking about in math, we're talking about the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, which is you can do it by that or that, so multiplication, and then division. So these are our operations that we're always talking about in mathematics. The order of operations then tells us the order at which we're going to be doing things in math. And then I'll give you an example. Then we're going to go over to our practice session again. Okay, so in order to remember the order of operations, I want you to remember these letters. P, E, M, D, A, S. Now, a little bit later in math, we're going to talk about the first part of them. But the order of operations is, first of all, I'm going to do everything that's inside parentheses. That's what the P's for. I'm going to do everything that's an exponent next. We'll talk about exponents a little bit later. We've talked about what an exponent is already. And then these last four are the ones that we're going to talk about today. So multiplication, division, then addition, then subtraction. So the order at which we do things in PEMDAS is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And the only thing else that I want you to remember about multiplication, division, addition, subtraction is that we're going to do them from left to right. So multiplication and division from left to right. So multiplication from left to right, division from left to right, addition from left to right, subtraction from left to right. All right, now let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here today. All right, so in 2-1, we're entering into order of operations. So numbers, as we just said, and operation signs are used to write expressions. You can simplify an expression when you perform the operations. Now, when there's more than one operation, you have to follow what we just talked about, which is the order of operations. So here's what we're going to remember. We're going to always first multiply and divide from left to right. Then we're going to add and subtract from left to right. So if we're looking at simplifying 16 minus 6 times 2, well, first in order of operations is multiply from left to right. So I've got to multiply 6 times 2. Well, that's 12. And then I'm just going to bring my 16 minus down. And I end up with 16 minus 12 because 6 times 2 is 12, right? So then we end up with 16 minus 12, and that equals 4. So here's the steps we took. We have the problem, 16 minus 6 times 2. The order of operations says we'd have to do multiplication and division from left to right. So we're not going to do anything with that subtraction because we don't do that until last. So we multiplied 6 times 2. We simply brought our 16 minus down. 6 times 2 was 12. Then we subtracted 16 minus 12. That got us 4. All right, so let's look at example number 2 then, and then follow the order of operations here, right? So we have 16 minus 6 times 2. And it says, well, the value is 4, right? So, which is for our last problem. So now let's simplify in example 2, 2 plus 12 divided by 4 minus 10. Okay, so I'm going to write the problem down, 2 plus 12 divided by 4 minus 10. Well, in PEMDAS, multiplication and division are first. So multiplication and division from left to right. So I'm going to bring down my 2 and my plus. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then minus 10. I'm just bringing everything down. So addition and subtraction from left to right. So addition and subtraction from left to right. So 2 plus 3 minus 10. So that leaves me with 5 minus 10. All right, so I got 5 minus 10. Remember in our last chapter we did addition and subtraction of integers. That 10, we're going to get that absolute value of that 10. We're going to subtract 5 from it, and that 10 is the largest digit here, so it's got a negative sign in front of it. So the 5 minus 10 then is going to get us negative 5. So the value of that expression then, 2 plus 12 divided by 4 minus 10, is 5. So what happens if the expression contains a power? So in other words, in PEMDAS, that exponent. So that's where this happens, right? So 3 plus 8 divided by 2 squared. All right, so write the problem down. 3 plus 8 divided by 2 squared, or 2 to the power of 2. So first off, I'm going to bring these down. 3 plus 8. And then it's going to say divided by, now my exponent, because it's before multiplication, division, addition, subtraction in PEMDAS. So divided by 2 squared is 4, right? Because it's 2 times 2 to this 2 to the second power. Now, division before addition and subtraction. So I've got a division problem here, which means I'm going to bring my 3 and my plus down. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So then 3 plus 2 equal 5. So do you see how nice and neat that was when we followed the order of operations? So the value of 3 plus 8 divided by 2 squared is 5. All right, we've got a couple of try these sections, so let's grab that. Okay, in our first try these, we're going to write down the problem because it's asking us to simplify 3 plus 4 plus, 3 times 4 plus 16 divided by 2. 3 times 4 plus 16 divided by 2. All right, so first step, write the problem, or in this case, the expression. So 3 times 4 plus 16 divided by 2. So PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and all of these are from left to right. All right, so we have multiplication and division. So multiplication comes first in PEMDAS. So we're going to evaluate 3 times 4. Well, that's 12 plus 16 divided by 2. Notice I just brought everything down. Now I do have a division problem. So I bring my 12 plus down. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now 12 plus 8 equal 20. So notice that by following the order of operations, I was able to get to that result. All right, let's do our next try this. Always, so we've got 8 minus 3 to the power of 2. So PEMDAS, parentheses, I don't have any. I've got an exponent. All right, so 8 minus 3 squared is 3 times 3, so that's 9. All right, so I don't have any multiplication, no division, no addition. I do have subtraction. So 8 plus negative 9. All right, notice that we're going to grab the absolute value based on what we did in the last chapter, 9 minus 8. But in this case, 9 has the largest. So 9 minus 8 is 1. But the number 9 and the number 8 here, 9 is the largest number, and it's got a negative in front of it. So our result is negative 1. So the value of 8 minus 3 squared is negative 1. All right, get after it.